Marvel fans, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is finally here, and I am amazed at the reaction that is coming from the fanbase and the critics. Not really the critics, I mean the critics gonna hate, but the fanbase. What don't you like about this movie? I don't get it. This movie was extraordinary. It was absolutely a perfect Doctor Strange movie, introduced us to the multiverse. It did everything right, and for some reason it's getting all this hate. So let's get right into all of it right now. This is a spoiler-filled review, so if you haven't seen it yet, please click away. Let's get right into all of it right now. Dum 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 dum. What's up, guys? Mike, a guy who loves Marvel here. So today we're talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This movie came out, I saw it on Thursday at 3:30, and I saw it on Friday at 1 o'clock, and it was insanely good both times I saw it. So when I came home and I looked online and I saw that it was getting all this crap from the fan base, I get the critics are going to hate, but from the fan base themselves, I was extremely confused. To start, I think Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is the best Marvel movie we've gotten in Phase 4 to date. And yes, that does include No Way Home, and there is a very good reason for this, so please don't click away just because I said that it is better than No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home, probably the funnest Marvel movie there has been. Tobey, Andrew, and Tom, all of Spider-Man on the screen at the same time, with the return of Alfred Molina to Doc Ock, and Willem Dafoe to Green Goblin, and all the others, Sandman, Electro, so on and so forth. It was amazing. It was so much fun. Going into the theater, all the screams and cheers on opening night, it was insanely fun. But the storyline doesn't matter at all. It had a great lead-in from Far From Home where Mysterio, the cliffhanger ending, Mysterio tells everybody that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And where does it go from there? You think that he's going to be chased down by the police because he killed Mysterio. No. Right away, he gets cleared. He's fine. Doesn't matter. But he can't get into college. He can't get into the college that he wants with his friends because he is Spider-Man. So he goes to Doctor Strange and says, I need you to tell everybody that I ain't Spider-Man anymore. And what does that do? That brings in the old villains that we've seen and the old Spider-Man. I don't get me wrong, this movie was insanely good, probably one of my top 5 Marvel movies ever. It was so much fun, but the storyline just doesn't matter. By the end of the movie, all these people go away, it's like nothing ever happened, and now everybody's just forgotten about Spider-Man. So everything that happened in Far From Home with Mysterio giving out his name is just gone. And not even that, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, doesn't exist. And now Aunt May's dead. So that movie was extremely fun. You got to see Tobey, Andrew, and Tom, all of Spider-Man, and the original bad guys returning. Almost a Sinister Six. Wasn't even a Sinister Six movie. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. But now you look at Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange just did something that no other Marvel movie has ever done. Maybe arguably Age of Ultron. It has set up the next 10 years of Marvel content. And now a lot of fans don't see that and don't see how that's possible. But this movie just introduced us to the multiverse. It was madness. Yes, it was. It was insanely madness. Every time I was trying to describe the movie to one of my friends, I would say this was madness. But it was just the tip of the iceberg with the multiverse. The next 5 to 10 years of Marvel is being planned out right now with all the producers, all the writers, Kevin Feige himself. They're all in a retreat right now, planning out the next 10 years of Marvel, and it is the multiverse. This is just the start of the multiverse. This was just the introduction to the multiverse, and it was a great introduction indeed. In the same way that Age of Ultron and all the Phase 2 kind of movies were leading up to Infinity War and Endgame, this is that movie. This is the introduction to the Infinity Stones, to Thanos. This is the equivalent to that. Now you might be asking, what? How? The whole Illuminati scene with Reed Richards, yes, John Krasinski, Reed Richards, by the way, insane. Oh, everybody's like, oh, they died in 2 seconds. They didn't even last. They weren't going to last. This was just to prove Wanda's power. These group of Illuminati defeated Thanos themselves. Thanos with the gauntlet. And Wanda came in and absolutely annihilated them. That is how powerful Wanda is. And no, I don't think this is the last time we will ever see Wanda because she just destroyed Wundagore Mountain. That wasn't like the end of Wanda. She exists in every universe. That is the thing with Wanda and the Scarlet Witch. She exists as Wanda and the Scarlet Witch in every single universe. Another crazy thing that happened in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was we got introduced to America Chavez. America Chavez, a lot of people's new favorite character. Not mine specifically, but she is a great new character. But there is only one of her in the multiverse. The same way that Wanda exists as the exact same character throughout the multiverse, she only exists once. So now you're getting more and more hints and clues at what's going to happen come the future of Marvel. What's the next big Avengers movie? It's going to be Secret Wars. Now, not a lot of fans, or casual fans at least, know what Secret Wars is. It is this battle world, multiversal war of everybody. We're talking Doctor Doom. We're talking Kang the Conqueror. We're talking all of the heroes you know, literally all of them, on this crazy easy for you to say, multiversal war called Secret Wars. Now, this is going to be the end game of the multiverse. This is the Infinity Saga had Endgame and Thanos. The multiversal saga, if whatever you want to call it, has Kang. It has Doctor Doom. It has the Fantastic Four. It probably is going to introduce the X-Men, and it is the multiversal war. And again, Doctor Strange is just the tip of the iceberg. Doctor Strange is a Doctor Strange movie. It is the name of the movie. This isn't an Avengers Multiverse of Madness movie. This isn't some crazy big cameo-filled movie like No Way Home. No Way Home was a lot of fun, yes, because there were so many cameos, but again, the story doesn't matter. This is Doctor Strange. This is leading up. This is introducing the multiverse for the next 10 years of Marvel content. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just a Doctor Strange movie. So a lot of fans went in with very high expectations about all these cameos they were going to see. Tom Cruise, Iron Man, Professor X, which you did see, Reed Richards, which you did see, Captain Carter, which you did see, a Maria Rambeau as Captain Marvel, which you did see, Mordo, which you did see. A lot of complaints are coming from fans that got these insane cameos. Yes, they did die in 2 seconds, but that was just to prove how powerful Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, is, because she is not done. She's not done after this movie. Although you might have seen the MCU 616, by the way, that's confirmed. The MCU is the 616. But although you may have seen her die, which I also don't think she died from that, but there is a Wanda in every single universe. How did Doctor Strange set up the rest of the MCU for the next 10 years? With one very important conversation between Doctor Strange and the Illuminati. Let's recap the Illuminati real quick. You had Mordo. Yep, Mordo from Doctor Strange 1, whatever. Then you had Peggy Carter as Captain America. Pretty sick, yeah. Maria Rambeau, yep, as Captain Marvel. Pretty cool, yep. Black Bolt. A lot of people don't know Black Bolt, but he is the leader of the Inhumans, and again, you saw his power. He can't even talk, because if he does, boom, you're dead. You're dead if he talks. Pretty cool. But then you had Mr. Fantastic, John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic. This was a fan cast, if I've ever seen one. All the fans wanted John Krasinski to be Mr. Fantastic, and although he did die right away to Wanda, he will be Mr. Fantastic in the MCU. I am calling it right now. He will be, because he was so good, and the conversation between him and Doctor Strange was probably the most important conversation that has happened in the MCU to date. And then you top it all off with Professor X. Patrick Stewart's Professor X, to be exact. Now let's talk about that conversation between Reed Richards, John Krasinski's Reed Richards, and Doctor Strange. He talks about incursions. Now, incursions are extremely important. If you get one thing from this video, it's incursions. Incursions are when two universes collide. It was at the end of the movie when Doctor Strange and Christine get teleported to some random place. It was two universes colliding. That's why the Empire State Building was coming in from the sky. It was two universes colliding, and it usually ends like John Krasinski, Mr. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic himself said in it. It usually ends with one universe dying and one coming out on top, or both universes getting destroyed, absolutely annihilated, which, I mean, let's be honest, if that ever happened to the MCU, it's going to be a problem. If there's ever an incursion in the 616, the Marvel universe we know today, that is a big-time problem. And how did the movie end? Oh, the post-credit scene. Who was that lady all dressed in pink? That was a sorcerer named Clea. In the comics, she is a love interest for Doctor Strange, so having Doctor Strange come to cope with the whole Christine thing in this movie will lead to, hopefully, a love romance between Doctor Strange and that pink lady that showed up in the mid-credits scene. Now, I will be having a full video coming out on that mid-credits scene because it's insane, but what Clea is pretty much saying is that Doctor Strange created an incursion. He read the Darkhold, he teleported his whole entire body to a different universe in zombie form into a dead Doctor Strange and created an incursion. Now, this could be an incursion on the 616 or just the universe that he was in before, but an incursion is big time. And Doctor Strange was like, I'm ready to help. Now let me get it into your heads, because you don't understand that this was a good movie and I don't understand how. So incursions are more of a threat than Thanos was. It's more of a threat than Ultron was. It's more of a threat than Loki was. It's more of a threat than any of the characters you saw in the Infinity Saga were. An incursion could destroy the entire universe and other universes with it. Incursions are extremely, extremely, extremely bad, and are more of a threat than anything we've seen before. Now, what if a character could just create incursions on purpose? Now, we might be talking about Kang here, and the only fault I have with this movie is that Kang did not show up in a post-credit scene or anything hinting towards Kang, because we pretty much know from the end of Loki that Kang is most likely going to be the next big bad guy in the MCU. And I haven't even talked about Wanda yet. Wanda is one of the best MCU villains that we've seen ever. She's up there with Loki. She's up there with Thanos. She is top tier bad guy. So again, you have a great movie that is just the tip of the iceberg of the multiverse, which sets up the MCU for the next 10 years, and you have such a great bad guy. You introduce America Chavez. You have a great storyline for Doctor Strange himself with Christine and with him growing as a person and him being clearly the best Doctor Strange in the multiverse. You have great Wong scenes. You have great battle scenes. You have great cameos, because everybody loves cameos nowadays. It is a Doctor Strange movie. He doesn't need any cameos at all, and it would still be such a great movie. But you did have cameos. You had Reed Richards, John Krasinski. You had Patrick Stewart, Professor X. Insane. So I don't know what people are talking about, but this movie was absolutely a masterpiece. It was so unbelievably good, and it had an incredibly hard task of taking on the multiverse. And I mean, a casual fan, if I was one, which I'm clearly not, a casual fan walking into that theater and walking out would not be that confused. Sure, they would be pretty confused, but a multiversal movie, talking about the multiverse, that would be mind-blowing, but they did a great job on keeping it pretty concise and compact for people and casual fans to understand. That is the task that Marvel has. They have to make casual fans understand the multiverse. I mean, come on. They did a great job at that. So yes, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was an absolutely fantastic movie. Best one of Phase 4 and a top tier one of all time. Now, this movie could get better because it is just the tip of the iceberg of the multiverse. Maybe we'll see more multiversal movies that will make this movie even better. You'll look back and say, oh my god, this whole multiversal thing, these whole incursion things, they all started in Doctor Strange. That was the beginning point of the multiverse. We'll get to an endgame level event with Kang in the multiverse and these incursions and these battles between universes. And we'll have it all to thank because of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That great movie with a great bad guy, with a great storyline, with great new characters, with great fight scenes, with great cameos. Yeah, that movie, this is all to thank for the next 10 years of the MCU. So what are you guys talking about? Go watch the movie again, because clearly you missed something. But tell me in the comments below what you thought of this movie. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you liked it more now because of this video, which I really hope so, because I don't know how you guys don't like this movie, how it's getting such bad reviews. I don't know. The craziest one was CinemaScore. I saw CinemaScore today gave it a B+, which is tied for the second lowest of any Marvel movie ever. The only one lower is Eternals. You're telling me that every other Marvel movie ever created is better than Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Ant-Man 1, Thor the Dark World, Thor 1, Iron Man 3. You're telling me all those movies are better than Doctor Strange in the Multiverse? You've lost your mind. You've lost your mind. You've lost your mind. Smash like if you like this video, hit subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my pretty face will show up in that recommended feed of yours. I mean, Marvel is here to stay, and there's going to be bajillion videos I can make just off of this one movie, about the post-credit scenes, about all this crazy stuff, America Chavez being the only America Chavez ever, Wanda being Wanda in every single universe ever. All the Darkholds being disappeared. Doctor Strange knowing all the spells in the Darkhold because he has a photographic memory. Yeah, boom. How about that one? Yeah, take that one on the road. Have a great rest of your day. Please make it nerdy, and please go watch Doctor Strange again. And yes, oh yes, we are way past the end game now.